Welcome everyone to another episode of This Is Not What I Meant. I'm Anudeep Badyal, your host, and I'm going to talk about The Way of the Househusband. It's an anime? Yes. Again, I know my last episode was on Squid Game, and yeah, now I'm talking about an anime again. I might even convert this podcast to an anime podcast and probably lose a lot of my audience. But I love talking about animation in general because it's fun to humanize it, because that's what adult animes are about, humanizing these cartoons that we used to watch as kids. And so, yeah, animation is great and probably should talk more about animation. I do have a lot of ideas in the pipeline about animation in general. So, right, we're talking about The Way of the Househusband. It's an anime, it's a Netflix anime, and super amazing. This episode is called The Way of the Househusband. What was that? So if you're a long time listener of my show, you know what was that is a code for reaction. It's a reaction podcast, right? So my first reaction, so I'm not going to tell you what the show is about. Unless you watched my YouTube video, you probably know what this anime is about, and you've probably seen me making paranthas. Yeah, that's part of it. That's part of experiencing this anime, right? So my reaction when I first watched this anime was that it's badly animated. It is badly animated in the sense that it's stop motion kind of. Okay, not stop motion, but it's like a motion picture that there are manga panels, and you see these manga panels, and in between there might be a little bit of animation. I think the most animated portion of the show is the intro itself, where the opening song comes, and it's like super rock, and yeah, and that's the most animated portion of the show. And when I saw the anime, it was like, it's hard to follow because you're used to watching so much movement, and there's not a lot of movement. There's a lot of text, like not a lot of text, but it's a comical style of text, right? If you're chopping something, it'll be like chop, chop, chop. So yeah, it's that kind of show. But you don't have to like tolerate it a lot, because the thing is, it's only a 3-minute episode, and the entire thing is like 16-20 minutes. This is just like 10 episodes, and that's gonna be like totally, they're gonna be like 50 stories, but they've made it really bite-sized. And yeah, so it's like easy to consume, and once you get past behind the non-animation of it, yeah, it's a funny anime. It's a funny show. It's a really funny show. So from Wikipedia, the synopsis goes something like this. Tatsu is an infamous and feared yakuza boss nicknamed the Immortal Dragon. So let me create a picture of this guy. He's super bulked up. Not super bulked up as in JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, not those guys. Those guys have muscles that are not even humanly possible. Like, where do you get a muscle from? What is this? Like, this is a stack of muscle on your neck. What is happening there? So yeah, like not super bugged up, but it's like lean, healthy, very muscular and like hard. Okay, and he has a lot of tattoos. Like he has a complete back tattoo of the Immortal Dragon, and a little bit of scar on his face. He wears goggles. He wears a 3-piece suit. Not a 3-piece, I guess, 2-piece suit. And yeah, he's this ex-yakuza member, and he's nicknamed the Immortal Dragon. And the show is not about him fighting other people, but it's about him retiring from crime to become a house husband so that he can support Miku. And I need to read this word. So he can support Miku, his Kyaru woman, or I think I would say career woman. Yeah, I think that's how it's right. Career woman. career woman wife. And that's a Japanese word for a woman who is focused on her career, married or not, and she wants to, that's how she wants to spend her time, building her career and not as a housewife. So he retires from crime to become a house husband to support his career woman. I think that's how it sounds like. And the episodic series depicts a variety of comedy scenarios, typically wherein Tatsu's banal domestic work as a house husband is juxtaposed against his intimidating personality and appearance, and his frequent run-ins with his former yakuza associates and rivals. So people are, watching him doing housework intensely. He does housework so intensely, and that's what encouraged me to watch more of this show. And I got motivated to do my housework as well. I mean, I do housework. ठीक है, सब लोग करते हैं. That's like you already have to do it. But yeah, I mean, the way he does it. Okay, that's why it's named The Way of the House Husband. But the way he does it, it's intense. So yeah, I have a little bit of cold, so yeah, so just ignore that. So yeah, that is what is in the show. And that's what the thing is about making podcasts. You need to be like, so Tatsu is a ex-yakuza member and he's doing housework, and that is what the show is. The comedy comes from the fact that his personality is of a yakuza member. He has killed people, he has committed crimes, and he is ruthless. But the way of Tatsu, the way he does his housework, is with that same gusto. That if it's a irresistible stain on your cloth, he will, research what to put on this. And that's how he's doing the work. And it is super cute. It is super cute. It's super funny. Because one thing about the show is that if you don't watch it, but if it was an audio content, if it was like a podcast, Gakushu for the podcast, you would not know what is happening. You would not know what is the context of his dialogues, because this one scene is where Miku and Tatsu are shopping for like groceries, and the assistant, they have how may I assist you, that lady. I forgot the word for that person. So yeah, she approaches and she's like, okay, what can I help you with? And he says, do you have the white powder? Like, where do you keep the white stuff? And she's like, we don't sell that here. Because he already assumes that he's talking about cocaine, and he's not. He looks like he's talking about cocaine, but he's not. That is what the thing is. And he's like, do you sell the white powder? And his wife comes across. He's not talking about that stuff. He's talking about flour. And, and she's like, oh, that. Yeah. And there are a lot of instances like, I will do anything for my family. I will protect them from everything. And you might think like people are trying to kill them, but they're not. It's just, it's about a door he has to fix so that nobody enters his house or anything like that. And it's endearing. The show is so endearing. I had a lot of fun time watching the show, and even the live action, because one of my favorite voice actors in the anime world, Kenjiro Suda, so he was in Attack on Titan as well. He voiced Hannes, that French dude who saves Eren's mom. Eren. Okay, no spoilers for the OT, but yeah, he voices that character. And yeah, he voices Hannes, and he voices Nanami from Jujutsu Kaisen, one of my favorite animes. And I cannot stress this enough, that I have done done an episode on Jujutsu Kaisen, and I want to do one more again. Even like Kakegurui as well. But yeah, talking about Kenjiro Suda, great guy, great voice, and I think The Way of the House Husband is one of his best performances ever. Like I don't know his discography, but based on the reviews that have been pouring in from the show, is that best voice acting yet. Yeah, and he also did a promotional series for The Way of the House Husband, which in totality is 20 minutes, and yeah, it's sort of like a mono act, and he's doing housework. It's compared to the anime, his promotional video is very peaceful, very calm, and that's what inspired me to make my own video, which I posted on YouTube, and that just like that I started a channel. Yeah. So that happened. That inspired me. I made paranthas. My mom made paranthas. And I compared that both, and I talked about the importance of finding things to be passionate about, even if it's a monotonous thing as plain as cooking or cleaning, or just existing and enriching your life by adding to by taking care of these little things. So your experience just is not just existing, it goes from existing to living. So the way of the housework adds to your life, and that is what I think I took away from this anime and the live action as well. But the anime is pretty hilarious, and I enjoyed watching it. The entire season of The Way of the House Husband is out on Netflix, and it's a pretty short anime. I mean, less than 2 hours, and yeah, you should watch it. It's funny to a fault. Yeah, and yeah, slice of life animes. I mean, there is Psyche K, and yeah, I mean, I haven't watched a lot of slice of life animes, but I think this was bingeable content and bite size, so I was much more gravitated to watching this. And even the motion picture kind of animation is attractive in the sense that the voice acting and the dialogues, the writing of the show carries it instead of the animation. So if the animation is bad, they really have done their work on the writing, and probably it comes from the manga series. And when your show is so they release like 5 episodes on Netflix, and after the reception they released the next 5 episodes. I mean, they probably would have worked on it, but they would not have released it if it wasn't working well. So yeah, and yeah, your animation was bad, but your writing is so good that the people wanted you to release more episodes, and you did. And yeah, that was it. That was it for The Way of the House Husband. I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed making a video out of it, and I had to release a podcast episode as well. So this is also a bonus episode, I guess. I mean, we're pretty much spitballing here on this show, and I should be more consistent, obviously, and plan out these shows, because as I said, I'll be doing shows based on New York, but I think I'll reserve that for another series that I'm gonna start. I'm planning to start another podcast. Maybe, I mean, if it goes well, I think I'll release it better. But shh, it's a secret. Okay. Yeah, and I'm out of words. I'm fumbling. Okay, so before I forget, the manga series was written and illustrated by Kosuke Uno. And yeah, so that was it for Gokoshu Fudozu and The Way of the House Husband. And thank you for listening. Maybe watch this show or not. But I did my thing. I enjoyed it. This episode was fun. Very intuitive. So yeah, I'll see you. You will hear me next time. Yeah. Okay, so bye guys. Thank you for listening. Yeah.